Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today with us we have a very esteemed person. This dude is awesome. He's done quite a bit of stuff. We got JOE SBAR. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah. Uh and before we get started, I Stephanie Grinnell was supposed to be on too, but she's a bit under the weather, so I would like to say from NC-17, best wishes, get well soon.
Yeah, Stephanie wanted to be here today. The interview was scheduled to be with the two of us. Right now she's dealing with some migraines. Everything's gonna be okay. She'll be all right. I know she'd be here if she could, but she'll be back on her feet soon.
Oh yeah. Uh, so since the last time we've talked, you guys had a lot going on.
hmm
Uh, but if you want, kind of just brief us on what you had going on then compared to what you got going on now, and then we'll get into a couple of the projects you got going on.
All right, sounds good. So if you look up the IMDb pages for me and for Stephanie Gurno, we get cast together in a lot of things. A lot of times, the roles we get cast in specifically are ones where we play an adversarial and dysfunctional couple. So usually we hate each other. A lot of times we end up killing each other. It's just kind of the the nature of our on-screen chemistry. And I think there are a lot of directors who have seen that we work well in that dynamic. So we are often cast together as co-stars with that dynamic for that reason. When we did our interview with you last time, we had talked about a number of our projects that we had been in, and those are largely a combination of projects that we shoot in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, as well as the Detroit area, and also in Los Angeles with a director named Dustin Ferguson, who holds the Guinness Book of World Records for most feature-length films ever made. And almost 100% of those films are horror films. I think when we left off, we had just finished a few, including Kevin Kills, Maneater 2025, Lifeform 3, VHS Violence Afterlife, and since then, there have been a few other projects that we've been working on. So, right now, we are preparing for a vertical film called Deep Water that we're shooting out in Los Angeles. And if you're not familiar with vertical films, it's a new thing that's getting really popular. What people are realizing is that a lot of people prefer to scroll passively on their phone as a means of consuming media. So, there are media companies that are realizing that making movies that are filmed in vertical format so they are sized for a phone is a really good way to get viewership. So that's kind of like an exploding new industry. Dustin is getting on the front end of that, and he has written the first ever vertical creature feature, which we're very excited to be co-starring in. So
Yeah.
that one is one that we're thrilled about. I've also got one with him called White Zombie, which is a remake of the movie from the 1930s, and it's actually the inspiration for Rob Zombie's band name, White Zombie. So he's remaking that. I'm going to be doing that one with him this winter. And then, we've also got, let's see, she just got cast in one, and it's on her IMDb. It's something like something to do with grave. There's grave in the title, but she plays like an insane woman, and that's very exciting. But yeah, that's some of what we've had going on in California. Also, very exciting things in Michigan. But we'll get to all that at some point in the interview, I'm sure. You were just looking for a brief update since last time, right?
Oh yeah. uh, I do want to say though, last time we talked a little bit, couldn't really go too much into detail because you guys, I think, were still filming at that time for Witchcraft 17.
Yeah.
And since then, I have watched all the other 16 again.
Have you really?
Yes. Uh, let's just say the way things go, I am really looking forward to 17 just because I know that each entry brings a different dynamic. But you
Mhm.
and Stephanie are awesome. You guys are awesome at what you do, and
Thank you.
the 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 talent that comes along with those movies, second to none. That's all I got to say.
Awesome. You've been busy then. I mean, we didn't do our last interview together that long ago. So if you watched all 16 of those movies in the meantime,
Oh yeah,
you
you know. Well, actually, between last time and this time, I think I'm somewhere around watching 50 movies,
Wow.
and
Okay.
it's a passion, but it's also a learning experience. We'll get into that later too. So,
Mhm. Oh yeah, I mean, I can imagine where you're going to go with that. Like, you are a filmmaker to study, see what works and what doesn't work in different movies. It's homework. This is your job at this point.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Uh, I do want to talk about two things you have been cast in.
Hmm.
Uh, I'll say the name of your character, and you'll know exactly what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Eli Muckery.
Hmm.
So Roll Call and Hallways of the Unforgiven. I know a little bit about some of those people that are involved with that movie because
Hmm.
I'm cool with some of them. I don't know
Yeah.
some of them, so but I heard your audition was really good.
Thank
So
you. Thank
uh,
you.
so reading that, and I don't want no spoilers, but reading that, what was your inspiration for tackling that audition?
All right. So, of the Unforgiven and Roll Call, I can say a little bit about those projects and what they're about, and I'm not, spoiling anything that hasn't already been said. But Roll Call is a short film that provides character backstory for Hallways of the Unforgiven. Hallways of the Unforgiven is the feature-length film that we're shooting next summer, and this one is about a child who was bullied relentlessly in school, had a lot of childhood trauma, and then takes it out on his high school class at his 20-year reunion. So, and that movie, it's a slasher, and it has very unique and original kills, all of which are tied to the ways that he was hurt by the people who victimized him. So they get incredibly creative. It's written by Heidi McCack, who is involved with producing Not There. She's a very good writer. She also has a background as a school social worker, so she's very familiar with the nuances of trauma in children and how that can manifest in different ways. So between her passion for filmmaking, her background that she has through her training and her career, and then also her genius as a writer, it's going to be a really cool script. And I'm excited because I am the adult Eli Muckery, who is the kid who was relentlessly bullied. In order to play this part, I have to be an absolute psychopath, and which is my favorite kind of role. But even better than that, though, is I get to incorporate a lot of my talents and backgrounds into this character. So I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. I know that you wanted to ask like what I drew from to do the audition. Um, what I will say before I, talk about the inspiration for that character is that the thing about this Hallways of the Unforgiven script that has me so excited is it kind of combines the three things that I do as part of my career in life. So, my main job is as a school psychologist. So I work with children in schools who have mental health problems. So seeing a traumatized child and the manifestations of that later in life, it's right within my wheelhouse of my professional work. Second, I'm a ballroom dance professor, and this character is in a lot of ways jaded because he was rejected at a dance and it touched an emotional nerve, and he wants revenge on the girl who rejected him. So that's one of many victims later on in this story is, that this girl who rejected me, who happens to be played by Stephanie Gurno. Now, Stephanie and I have some dance experience together. So I trained her in how to dance the waltz for a dance scene that we had in Uper Frankenstein. Um, and through that, she's learned some ballroom. I've then taught her some moves in swing dancing, particularly those that can be modified to look like really gruesome and brutal kills in a horror movie. So we did an audition tape separately, her role, my role, and then we did one together, which was a companion video explaining how these certain moves in swing dancing could be modified so that way you can stab someone with a knife or break their back and have it read really cool on camera. So I'm excited because I get to work with her again. I get to be in this very brutal scene. It incorporates the second of my jobs, which is ballroom dance professor, and that leads me then to the third, job of mine, which is horror film actor, namely one who plays psychopaths. So I'm very thrilled that I get to incorporate those three things, the three things that I do for a living, into this one role. I can't think of anything that's more perfectly suited for me. So to take that full circle then, to answer your original question about that audition, when I first auditioned for this part, I received sides. So for those of you who don't know what that means, sides are like the little excerpt from a scene that you're supposed to perform when you're doing an audition. The sides that I received were for the child version of Eli Muckery. She hadn't written the adult part of the script yet. And I just imagined the way, because it was like a therapy office scene, I imagine the way that I see kids with their profound shame and humiliation when they are in threat assessment settings. So, working with a kid who has been found to say or do something that indicates a possible threat to themselves or others, there's a process that triggers. And when kids walk into those settings, they are profoundly embarrassed and they are almost like overstimulated, trying to self-regulate. Like they have to be there and they know it, but they hate it. They're embarrassed about their behavior, and certain little things that you can say send them from being very shut down and defensive to being very aggressive. So I just kind of imagine the fight or flight nature of these kids in these risk assessment settings and use that to do my audition for child Eli. She liked that audition. And it's her line of work too. She's a school social worker. She's seen that. So she then asked me to do the adult audition, which happened to be this dance scene. And I'm like, oh, I got some creative wills to incorporate some kills, or creative ways to incorporate some kills here. And she loved that audition. She raved about it. And it made me really honored because I think Heidi is incredible. And to see her think so highly of my work makes me feel really good about myself.
Oh yeah. She is a phenomenal person. I've actually had multiple conversations with her. She's a phenomenal person. Uh, I also want to talk about something else that you're involved with
All
that
right.
we'll eventually get to that there.
Okay.
But I think we talked about it last time. As a matter of fact, I know we did. But I think now it's in post production. I think then it was a couple things. Had Uper Frankenstein.
Mhm.
After hearing you guys talk about it, I tried to dig around. I like to do a little bit of research.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, it is vastly getting around in every circle I'm ever talking to somebody in Uber Frankenstein.
Interesting.
And the fact that I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, so this is either going to be a really cult following or, everyone involved has like a reach that is awesome. So is there any update on when that might be out?
Yeah, so since we last talked, we got a big update on Uper Frankenstein. About a month ago, the producer announced that we were 4 scenes away from having a rough cut. We were, things had really slowed to a pretty slow crawl with the editing on Uper Frankenstein, but to hear we're actually almost at the finish line with it has a lot of people really excited. So, there's still more that needs to be done. A rough cut is not a finished version, but things are moving along. We're on the right track to have that movie completed. So my thought is, it's very hard for me to give any sort of guarantee on a date when it might be out. I do not imagine it'll be out in 2025, but I don't see why it wouldn't be out in 2026.
Uh, I'm actually looking. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. Just hearing you guys talk about it last time, I was like, I've never heard of it. Now I'm hearing all about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's something
It,
that's on my definitely watch list. So,
it's a cool story. We're proud of it. It launched a lot of what we're doing out of Sault Ste. Marie. It was something that we all put our heart and soul into, and yeah, we're also excited to see it and to show everybody the work, the story, and hopefully get a pretty good response.
oh yeah. Uh, all right, so let's get into not there.
All right.
Uh, the last time we talked, the script wasn't out to everybody.
Mhm.
Since then, the script has been out to people. Uh, and we have our first table read this coming Monday,
Yep.
which I'm very excited for. After you got the script and kind of started going through it, what was your feel without spoiling anything? And like, what was what was the most attention grabbing moment for you? Again, without spoiling anything.
Okay. So the first thing I did, because I was dying to see what my character, Cole Merrick, does in the story is I did a control F and found, Cole Merrick and looked at my my parts of the movie. And I like my scenes a lot. I think my character is very mysterious. I have a really what I think is going to play out as a very eerie interaction with Marley Arnold. So I have not yet worked with her. I'm excited to workshop our dynamic and figure out how that's going to look. But the way that I read Cole is that I really want to be kind of eerie and ominous, where I don't really reveal what my purpose is, why I'm there, or if or when I'm going to come back. I kind of want to leave the audience with that memory of that character was significant. What's going to happen with him? So, I like my part a lot. I'm studied up, got my lines memorized, excited for that table read. So obviously because it was my part, that was my favorite part of the script. But you you asked about things that jumped out. There is a fight scene with the oh, I don't know if I can say who they are, but there is a fight scene that happens about 80% of the way into the script, which I thought sounded really cool. And it features a lot of people on the cast. The nature of that fight and the way they fight, I thought was pretty exciting, and I think that's going to come to life in a really cool way on screen. Um, but I won't reveal any more about what actually happens. I'll let you do that if you want to.
Oh yeah. Uh, I will say though, the character read that you read about how Cole Merrick should be is precisely how it. I'm glad you got it because that's where I
Good,
was
good.
going.
Glad to hear
You
that.
know, I do because I'm going to try not to spoil anything too because I think I've already done that enough. But uh, it's very specific. It's a very specific moment that your character comes in. It's kind of like a light switch, and the dynamic that I know that you and Marley are going to be able to pull off, just because you're both way more professional than I can ever imagine people to be professional. Everyone in this cast is professional, and I think that going into this, I'm I'm coming into it as a fan. I wrote it with Austin. We kind of got together, but I'm going into it as a fan. So at this table read, I'm just going to sit back, play it in my head as it's going, and I'm like, all right. So when the nuances, when the airy everything happens, it's going to be perfect. I think
Mhm,
so. Uh, but Stephanie Grenot is also in this too.
mhm,
She plays Miss Collins. Can't really go into that too much because that will definitely spoil some stuff.
mhm. Yeah.
uh, but with not there, outside of like just what you have seen from the cast, what you know of the cast and everything like that, who right now is standing out to you? Or is that too much of an on the spot kind of question? If it is, we don't have to answer it.
Oh no, no question is off limits. So, as far as who is standing out to me, I think there's different categories you can put that in. You could look at like who's been a really great team player, or like whose commitment to their craft has really shown through the other things that they're doing. I think that you could really have kind of a whole award show with that question if you wanted to. So I will say, monitoring the chat, one of the people that's really impressed me is Vin Massey. I see how much effort he's putting into stunt coordination and going above and beyond to help make the movie possible and have the stunts look cool. And I think that is very neat. I look at the attitude he has and I'm like, wow, that guy, he's a good one to have on board. So, and there's someone I haven't worked with or met yet before, but I'm looking forward to it based on everything that I'm seeing. Um, as far as dedication to the craft, I'm starting to meet some of the actors through things that I'm doing with Hallways of the Unforgiven. So like Casey, for example, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Um,
Rayanne.
Ran.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see her working hard in her career. I also know Sammy Morningstar works super hard in her career and she takes seriously everything that she does and goes above and beyond. And it looks like Marley Arnold is doing some great things as well. So I just, I see a lot of actors in this group that are very dedicated to their careers, and that to me says a lot about how much effort they're going to put into not there. There are
Uh,
people who want this bad, people who take it seriously. There are tons that I have not even mentioned yet, and I know that as I get to meet some of these people, I will see what they're like. I will see what wonderful people they are, how good they are at acting, how much they care, how well they get along with people, and I will have great things to say about them too. So the compliments I can pepper in about the other cast members right now are nothing compared to what they will be after we get this shoot done.
oh yeah. Uh, there is one person who I know without a shadow of a doubt that in every conversation I have to mention because her audition blew me away. Jaslyn Hetler.
Nice.
You know, she plays Marley's sister in Out There, which is,
Mhm.
and then seeing them two like interact when we all met at Motor City Nightmares, that was awesome. I was like, okay, this perfect Batman and Robin. So,
Great, great. Yeah.
bad analogy because it's females and males. I'm so sorry. But no, with I don't know if I've said it. I probably have, but I'll say it again. I am humbled. I will stay humbled. I will stay loyal to the people involved with this project. I will stay loyal to everybody. That's just who I am. Uh, but you as a person, this is where I praise you for a moment.
Aw.
You as a person, you're a stand-up person. You always give words of wisdom to whoever you talk to. That's the God's honest truth.
I do that. You're right.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think that right now, where you are in your career, you are at a point to where not only are you succeeding in what you want to do, but now you are starting to help others succeed in what they want to do. And that's awesome. So,
That means a lot, Josh. Thank you. That's been a realization for me in my career pretty recently is that if you can be a positive force, if you can be kind to people, if you can be it, emotionally regulated, reliable, and just somebody that people can kind of like trust and open up to and not have to worry about, it really helps you a lot in your career. So like being a good person has done more for me than being a good actor, truthfully. And that's a piece of advice that I'd give to anybody who is trying to get started in indie filmmaking is you can go a long ways by being a good person.
oh yeah.
So
Uh, so give us a little bit more about Deep Water, if you can, the story. If not,
yeah,
I
sure.
understand.
Yep. Okay. So Deep Water is a movie about two couples who are out on a party boat and something goes horribly wrong, and then you find out that there's a sea monster. So without spoiling too much about that, the there this movie largely takes place on the boat. You know, there's a little bit that happens before we get to the boat, but once we arrive, there are four actors in the scene. It's me and then my wife or wife or girlfriend, girlfriend, Hart Hayes is the actress who plays her, and then there's the other couple, which is Stephanie Gurno and Jarell Diaz. So those four people that I mentioned, you will see all four of us quite a bit in Dustin Ferguson films, especially the ones that have come out within the last year. We're actors that he trusts, which it is an honor because we all love working with him. So he finally got a chance to get the four of us together as a couple in a movie that really centers around us. So you get to kind of see character building through our relationship dynamics. There's going to be a lot of scripted dialogue, but because this is found footage, there is going to be a decent amount of improv too, which we're all really looking forward to. But you get to see kind of our relationship develops, and then something goes wrong on the boat, and then kind of like one by one we have these encounters with the sea monster and we have to figure out what to do. How are we going to survive this? But I can't tell you if we survive or if we don't. You'll find out for yourself.
Oh yeah. Uh, so kind of to go back on what you said before, that you normally play psychotic people and characters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So with definitely with Not There and with Deep Water, I completely forgot the name of the movie. uh, it seems like it's a bit of a different role for you.
Oh, definitely. So with I made a joke about this not that long ago, but it seems like all the roles that I've been getting lately have either been psychopath, jackass boyfriend, or smug jerk who wears a suit. So I have, and I'm not a psychopath and not there to the best of my knowledge. I think maybe my character develops more in the sequel and we'll see my true colors. But I'm definitely playing a more reserved, intelligent, mysterious sort of character whose intentions, whose disposition is not entirely known. Um, so yeah, I guess it's a little different than a psychopath, but I feel good about being able to do that. And then in Deep Water, my character is a little more deep than I think some of the jackass boyfriend roles that I'm sometimes cast in. I think my character actually genuinely does love his girlfriend. But at the same time, he has his own faults. I think he's kind of shallow. He can get temperamental. He can get an attitude. He's impulsive. So there's still, jerk boyfriend traits within that character. But also I will say that since we last talked, I feel like I have really improved as an actor. Like things have clicked for me in a way where I am able to much more quickly settle into a variety of different character types. And within the first one or two takes of doing a scene, it's like I can feel myself really nail it. So some of these things, which previously would have been more difficult for me to play because they're a little bit outside of my wheelhouse of things that I tend to do most often, have become much more natural. And I'm actually feeling really great and really excited and invigorated by that.
Okay.
So
Uh, so it's a pretty safe bet to say that your foreseeable future is, at least for the next year or so, pretty busy.
yes, 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 it is.
You know, so I know I asked last time, but I know that everyone needs, trust me, I had definitely found out everyone needs that mental health day to just kind of rejuvenate. What from the last time to now, has anything changed with that, or do you just take it that day and just relax and go fishing or do whatever it is you do?
Believe it or not, I have been able to keep going hard at this without really feeling any sort of need for a break at all because this is what invigorates me. So, my level of energy when I did not have a creative outlet, which was much lower, my mental health was not as good when I did not have acting. This is what invigorates me. I know I throw myself at it, but it is not burning me out. But that being said, I will say that there have been some changes in circumstances which have helped make it much easier for me to never get tired of this and always look forward to it with lots of joy. And that is the fact that I have gotten involved with a film crew that is so wonderful and positive that I just want to spend all my time making movies with them forever and ever. Um, one of the challenges of indie filmmaking is oftentimes you will find yourself involved with sets or with specific filmmakers that can be very toxic and trying to navigate the interpersonal dynamics and know what to do about that so you don't get sucked into drama or you don't get victimized in some way can be exhausting and drama burns people out. This crew that I am involved with is out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. They are called Pizza Sunday, and they are extremely talented filmmakers who have a code of ethics that involves always being, positive and supportive of each other, never adopting toxic behaviors. No one person is greater than the rest of the group. It's just if you were to find a group of people where everybody gets along and the group itself has the durability to last forever, making great things and making sure everyone feels good to be a part of it, it would be that group. So we've got a number of projects cooking. It's going to keep the things that we're doing are going to keep us pretty busy throughout the fall and the winter of this year, and I can't get enough of them. I love that I have found a filmmaking group of absolutely wonderful people who love me just as much as I love them, and that we're making magic together. So, the pains of the beginning stages of indie filmmaking, where you're kind of figuring out who you want to work with, who you don't, and the drama that comes with that, that is a rough phase. If you are an indie actor or filmmaker of any sort, and any of this is speaking to you, let me tie this back into my whole thing about being a good person has done more for me than being a good actor. Eventually, the cream kind of rises to the top. You find like minded people who are well intended, good people like you. And then some of these pains in the beginning phases don't hurt the way that they do now. And then you're energized to do it forever. So
Oh,
that's
yeah. We got to get you on an Energizer commercial. Yeah. Bad joke. I'm sorry.
no, I liked it. I'll take an ad spot with Energizer. That probably pays really good.
uh, so I do want to talk about. I want to say NC-17 Productions. We're trying to set ourselves apart from the regular company. Uh, in a mission statement that I posted not too long ago, we are NC-17, and everyone looks at it like, okay, that's next to like adult stuff. But we're
Mhm.
changing this, we're flipping the script. There will be no nudity in any product, any production of NC-17. No nudity whatsoever. There will be no sexual advances of characters and stuff like that. Like all that stuff is out the window with us. Uh, we will pride ourselves on building characters and stories that people can be involved with safety first. So my question for you would be, what is your stance on that kind of thing in film, just in general?
Um, I mean, it sounds like you're standing by good principles and you're making it very clear that that's important to you. And I think ultimately what matters for people is that they know what they're getting into. I think what's scary for a lot of people is they don't know what they're getting into. So if NC-17 sometimes did nudity, sometimes did sexual themes in the movies, but somebody who wanted to be part of an NC-17 production didn't know that or not, then that's the part that's unsettling. And if you were very upfront and you said, these are the roles we're casting for. There will be nudity in this movie, and it will involve these roles. It will include this, but it will not include this. Then people at least can make an informed decision about it. But I think the approach that you're taking, where you're saying this stuff is not on the table, you will never have to worry about this. There will be no discomfort you have to experience related to any of these themes. Well, good. Then people don't have to go in scared, like, what am I going to have to do in this movie? So, transparency to me is a virtue in this industry because many people are not transparent and you don't know what you're getting into. But there's a sigh of relief that people can have knowing that that's the stance that you take. So I admire that.
Uh, the reason we are NC-17 is because we will rely heavily on tons of blood and gore,
Hmm.
tons of F bombs, because I think there's like over 100 in this film.
All right.
But the most important thing, and I'm gonna say it from every angle I can say it, respect to all is my main goal.
Hmm.
And that's just who I am. It's the way I was raised. It's the way I'm going to stay. I will also say that when people come aboard any this project, future projects, whatever, they will get the mission statement first and foremost every single time. And I want them to know that anyone who's involved with NC-17 Productions is going to stand by that rule. That, well, not rule, but stand by that moral. So,
Good. Good.
you know, uh, that being said, I do want to go back to Cole Merrick for 1 second.
Sure.
Now, I'm going to give you some creative freedom here. What do you envision him wearing?
Oh, okay. I pictured him wearing because, well, you sent me a character description talking about like a leather satchel. I kind of imagine that needs to be a staple of the outfit. He's got whether it's like potions or trinkets or occult, whatever it might be. It seems like that would be carried in a leather bag. Um, and then I kind of pictured like dark jeans or something, maybe like a leather jacket or something like that. Just something very mysterious. Lots of like gray, black, or maybe kind of like weathered brown tones to the outfit.
Uh, well, I'm glad you said that because he is going to be wearing a leather jacket.
Okay. Yeah.
uh, but all his clothes is going to be black.
Okay.
So, and I've already picked up the satchel, so you ain't got to worry about that. So,
Awesome. Now, did you also get his business card made?
uh, I got a few of them made. Yes,
No kidding. Okay.
yes. You know that's the one thing. Like I'm trying to get as much of this stuff done now.
Hmm.
I know we're recording and I'm giving away secrets, but I'm trying to get all this stuff now. So then when it comes time for that, we can just go right into, hey, here's your stuff. Let's
Yep.
bring this character to life, you know?
Hmm.
And I think personally that the mystique and mystery that Cole Merrick brings a dynamic that no other character can bring because when you pop up, and we're not going to say when, but when you pop up, it is at a very crucial moment for certain characters. And to see it play through, I think is going to be one of the best things I can possibly ever see, period. Because, like I said, you're phenomenal. Marley's phenomenal. I mean, just everybody that's going to be on set for that scene is phenomenal. So,
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Cole is a different character in this whole story, so I think it's going to be memorable.
oh yeah. Uh, let's also talk about something that not like movie related, but something that I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You have a knack for being surrounded by some of the most well-rounded people, you know, and I think that being said speaks volumes as you as a person. I've always I talk to my wife about everything. She knows pretty much everything. Some stuff not, but like yeah. But you've been in several conversations we've had, and I was like, Joe SBAR is one phenomenal in acting. He's an awesome person, but I think what really draws people to you is your aura of positivity.
Thank you.
You know, and then my wife saw she watches the interviews. She saw the one where you and Stephanie were on. And she was like, "That's a well-rounded individual." I was like, "Yes, he is."
That means a lot. And tell your wife I said thanks. That's the
Oh, I
awesome
will.
compliment.
Uh, so outside of not there and what you got planned for the next year, where do you see yourself? Last time I said 5 years. Now we're going to go a little bit bigger. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Right. In 10 years, I would like for my career to launch to the point that I'm in movies that everyone in the country or maybe even the world is familiar with. At the moment, things change. It's very difficult to predict this life even 3 weeks out because opportunities appear that you couldn't have even imagined. But if I am talking 10 years from now, I, at this point at least, would like to be so good at playing psychopaths that I am the, tier one psychopath actor that major blockbuster movies are looking for. Um, but again, there's no way to predict where this life is going to go. Maybe as I play other characters, psychopath doesn't become my main passion, but I do know acting is really truly what I want to go after. When I get interested in something, I become very obsessive. I try to get as good at it as I possibly can. I work hard at that from every angle, and whether that means I'm a A-list psychopath or a big name in some other type of character, I'll be happy with that. I know I'll find my passions and work really hard towards them. Um,
Oh, yeah. No.
I think.
Uh, so we're getting near the end of the show, but I do want to give you the floor. You can plug your socials where people can or cannot reach out to you. Entirely up to you.
All right.
Plug whatever you want to plug, and just the floor is yours.
All right, sounds good. So, um, as far as social media goes, my Instagram is very easy to look up, joe.spar, SBAR. And then also, I was talking earlier about that film crew out of Ypsilanti that I work with called Pizza Sunday. Check them out on Instagram as well. They have got a lot of really top tier, cinematically beautiful movies that you can watch on their website. You can find that through their Instagram. So look up Pizza Sunday on Instagram and prepare to be impressed. Um, they have got a few projects that are coming out, starting to make the film festival circuit or just being released that, like I said, are cinematically beautiful and the stories are so deep and so interesting. A couple of those that you'll be able to see me in are called Scrabble Town, The Most Delicious Game, and The Boring Show. I'm especially excited about The Boring Show because that one is going to be available on August 23rd. There's an award show. We're going to see if we won any awards for that, and then it will be released to the public. It'll be on YouTube. That one I am really proud of. That was a movie where we filmed it recently, and I played a character that was so different than what I normally play. Usually, I'm the evil genius, the clear cut villain. I'm the one in control. I'm the psychopath with the power. In this movie, I was a broken torture victim. And it went so well. I didn't realize that I could play the opposite end of as effectively as I could play, the one in control. So you'll get a chance to see me in a very pitiful, broken sort of state. I always aspired to be like a Ramsay Bolton type actor from Game of Thrones, but in this movie, I am Reek from Game of Thrones, the one who's getting tortured. So, can't wait for all of you to see that one, and that one's going to be out August 23rd. We've also got another movie called The Most Delicious Game with them, and in that one, I play a psychopath who orders a pizza to a remote island, and then I hunt the pizza delivery driver for sport. That one's a horror comedy. It's kind of like how a pizza delivery driver would use Home Alone tricks to outwit someone who's trying to hunt them for sport. So that one, it's funny. I play it very serious, which makes it that much more funny. But that one is one I think you're really going to love. That one's hitting the film festival circuit now. You'll be able to catch that in Sault Ste. Marie if you're someone from Sault Ste. Marie. That'll be at the Sault Film Festival, and then shortly after that, it should be released on YouTube or something like that. So I'm excited about that, and I'll mention one other project outside of Pizza Sunday that I'm very excited about, and that one is called Stalking Samantha: 13 Years of Terror, and that is going to be released on Hulu and Disney Plus on August 19th. So 4 days from now, you're going to get to see me in a Hulu show. It's a true crime show about a stalking case in Traverse City where this guy spent 13 years stalking this girl that he liked, and he ultimately trapped her in a storage unit that he designed to be a bunker, like in the show You on Netflix. True story, happened locally in Michigan, terrifying. This production company out of England caught wind of the story, decided they wanted to make an actual, Hulu caliber TV show out of this, and that show is going to be out on August 19th. So you'll get to see me in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna look forward to that one.
It's cool. You're gonna like it.
Oh, yeah. Uh, sorry, I interrupted. Continue.
Nope, that was it. That was the last thing I wanted to plug for now. I'm sure next time we do this, I'll have even more to talk about.
It, probably. uh, Again, I would like to say best wishes to Stephanie Gano. Get well. I know, sometimes life throws an apple and they expect you to make lemonade, but you can't because it's an apple. I'm weird.
Yeah. No,
uh,
she'll be all right. So what happened is she got some migraines that developed as a result of a neck injury that she sustained, where she was then putting so much strain on her neck that it was translating to migraine headaches. And the reason she got the neck injury was because of an acting role. So
oh,
she's so dedicated to her craft that it resulted in an injury, and then it's just kind of how it goes. But
yeah.
because she cares so much, because she believes in sacrificing the body for the sake of the art, this kind of thing happened. Wasn't the first time, won't be the last time. It's happened to both of us, and I know that
Uh,
just comes with the territory because we care a lot.
oh yeah. Uh, well, I want to thank you for coming on. Anytime that we have conversations, whether it's on the show or just in general, I am enriched every time. You're a genuine person, awesome person, and at the end of the day, I consider you someone who is a pure soul, and to me, that speaks volumes. And I appreciate you, I respect you, and I'm humbled by you. So,
I think the same of you, Josh. Thank you for saying that. You are a great guy. Um, I hope the world hears me saying that. I love every opportunity that I get to talk to you, and love the way you keep your chin up, the way that you care about your people, the way that you stand by your people, and that you have principles and morals and integrity. You're a good guy. We need people like you all throughout the indie film world.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh, everybody, make sure you look up Joe Spar. Make sure you look up Pizza Sunday on Instagram.
Hmm.
And make sure you pay close attention because when big things happen, they won't be just not there. Till next time, stay NC-17.
Bye, everybody.